Hello YouTube, my name is Jack Clark, the Musketeer, coming to you with another video. How are you? So, we have the last ultra rare from Duelist Pack, Legend of the Duelist, and this is another card from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. It is a card used by, nonetheless, Bastion Misawa. Yeah, no, didn't realise it myself, didn't expect this at all. Of course, one of the more ridiculed members of the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX cast, and I was really upset with how they treated Bastion. I thought he was a really interesting character with a lot of promise, proper rival for Jaden Yuki, and then, of course, they made him lose his mind and he stripped off naked in that one episode. It was weird, it was very weird. That being said, one of his most iconic monsters, the Water Dragon, has got a retrain in the form of Water Dragon Cluster, a level 10, 2800 attack, 2600 Water Sea Serpent effect monster that cannot be normal summoned or set. Must first be special summoned by a bonding spell or trap card and cannot be summoned in other ways. Of course, it's a Nomi, not a semi-Nomi, I do apologise there. It has two effects. If this card is special summoned, you can activate this effect and the attack of all effect monsters your opponent currently controls becomes 0. Also, their effects cannot be activated. These changes last until the end of this turn. The second effect is that during either player's turn, you contribute this card to special summon 2 Water Dragons from your hand or deck in defense position, ignoring the summoning conditions. So, for those of you who don't remember the Water Dragon, of course, the Water Dragon is one of his most iconic cards, and before we go any further, freaking Konami, what is the deal, man? Where is my Fire Dragon? It was in the opening alongside the Water Dragon on Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, the first opening. We all saw it. It was there. You didn't deliver. This is the perfect opportunity for you to do the Fire Dragon that was supposed to go with the Water Dragon, and you've gone down goofed. Gah. Ugh. Hopefully in the future. Fingers are still crossed, even that. I mean, no one asked for a Water Dragon retrain. I mean, people rather interested in those Magnet Warriors he used, of course, especially considering them Magnet Warriors actually got some support recently. So, hey-ho, moving onwards, actually, because this card, despite being the card that no one asked for, is still fairly interesting. For those of you who don't know what the original Water Dragon did, it was a level 8 monster. It had 2800 attack, 2600 defense, same as it was a Water Sea Serpent, and could only be summoned by the effect of Bonding H2O. It made the attack of all fire and pyro type monsters on the field 0, and when it was destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you could summon 2 Hydrogeddons and 1 Oxygeddon from your graveyard. Of course, Bonding H2O was the card that used to summon this, which required you to tribute 2 Hydrogeddons and an Oxygeddon to summon the Water Dragon from your hand deck or graveyard. So, this card, the Water Dragon Cluster, is fairly interesting, actually. Now, the first thing I want to mention is, of course, its summoning condition requiring you to be summoned by the effect of a bonding spell or trap card, which tells us a couple of things. Now, of course, we were kind of not quite sure about whether or not Cyber Darkness Dragon would be getting any further support, because technically it is the 5th Cyber Dark effect monster for its own summoning condition. So we weren't quite sure what was going to happen, but we were fairly confident we were going to get other Cyber Dark monsters in this Duelist pack. However, with the confirmation of a bonding spell and or trap card that will be in this set to summon this monster, because otherwise why would it exist, of course you're going to get more cards for those archetypes. So we are pretty much guaranteed Cyber Dark support, because if we're not getting Cyber Dark support, why the fuck are we getting Bastion Misawa support? So, in addition to the fact that this needs a bonding spell or trap card, which means we can expect at least 1 spell and 1 trap with bonding in their name with the potential to summon this card, which is pretty interesting actually, because if it's a trap card, then it will be able to summon this card at spell speed 2 or higher, which is, well, pretty interesting considering its first effect makes it so effects can't be activated, which means, unfortunately, because that's why it says also their effects can't be activated as opposed to also their effects are negated, because can you imagine using the bonding trap card to summon this in response to your opponent activating something? That would be pretty interesting, but apparently Konami aren't about that life. That being said, it's a pretty interesting card. I mean, it's got 2800 attack. When it's summoned, it makes the attack of all of your opponent's effect monsters 0. That's great. At least you can attack, for very bare minimum, you can attack for 2800 over one of your opponent's biggest threats. So that's pretty interesting. That being said, the most interesting part from this is the second effect, which of course allows you to tribute it during either player's turn, spell speed 2 or higher, and then you can special summon 2 Water Dragon from your hand or deck in defense position, ignoring the summoning conditions. So of course, you don't have to worry about bonding H2O, it ignores those summoning conditions, but it does summon in the defense position, so you can't just summon this card, make everybody's attack become to 0, and then attack over something, then tribute it, and then summon 2 more. I mean, there will be in defense position, maybe a card that forces them into attack position during that time, but that requires at least another card worth of investment, which is probably not worth using. But then that being said, actually, you're using Water Dragon, so you're not exactly expecting the deck to be top tier. So, you tribute it, and you summon 2 Water Dragons. Now, Water Dragon's a level 8 monster, and you summon 2 of them with this effect. Now, my only issue with this effect, of course, is that it summons from the hand and or deck in defense position. Now, the original Bonding H2O was able to summon Water Dragon from the hand, deck, or graveyard. So back in the day, with decks that actual Water Dragon decks, you would only run 1 Water Dragon because you had the potential to summon it from the hand, deck, or graveyard. You didn't have to worry about the inconsistency of drawing into dead copies because you could only summon it from the hand or deck or whatever. You could summon it from the graveyard. You could use it as discard cost. You could use it for anything you wanted, and you'd still be able to summon it with Bonding H2O. So, my issue now is that, of course, this card, to get the most out of it, you need to run another copy of the Water Dragon, which is not great, which means you want to be running a dedicated deck to this card, which I'm not sure if it's there yet. We'll have to look at the bonding spells and traps, but I'm quietly optimistic, actually. I mean, this is fairly impactful. I mean, special summon this card, make it so their effects can't be activated and all the attack points of their monsters become 0, and then you tribute it to summon 2 Water Dragons, then you overlay for an amazingly impactful rank 8 that can attack. I don't know about you guys, that does sound like a pretty decent 1-2 punch. That being said, of course, the Water Dragon itself has a reliance on Hydrogeddon and Oxygeddon, 2 additional cards which, of course, were used to summon the Water Dragon. So I'm expecting the bonding spells and traps to have some reliance on those cards, or some more retrains of those cards. Now, that being said, I mean, Hydrogeddon is a level 4 water dinosaur and could summon additional copies of itself, and was used in Rescue Rabbit era to summon Laggies. So you know what? There's some relevance here, and even if they retrained it, honestly, I think Hydrogeddon will probably be plenty playable, especially considering these bonding spells and traps are bound to not only support the Water Dragons, but also the Geddon monsters. And there were some other Geddon monsters. There was the Carbon Geddon, Hydrogeddon, Oxygeddon. I'm expecting more Geddons in this set, of course, and it'll be fairly interesting to see where this goes, actually. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. More videos coming out too soon. What is your favourite Ultra Rare from Duelist Pack, Legend of the Duelist? I am still a sucker for the Red Eye support, but that mobile base, the Veracroid mobile base, and actually this card has a fairly interesting 1-2 punch, and if there is a trap card that allows you to summon this, and you can disrupt your opponent's plays and make them 0, then actually I'm fairly excited for this one as well. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. More videos coming to you in the future, but that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.